Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pam and today's video is going to be my March wrap-up. So, in the month of March, it was kind of a good month. Yeah, kind of. It could have been better, but it was okay. Reading-wise, it was good. Mental-wise, it was a struggle with everything that is going on right now with the COVID-19. Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird time, guys. But yeah, we're gonna get through it. We're good. Everything is gonna be all right. So in the month of March, so let's start with some stats for the month. So in the month of March, I've read 9 books. I completed 9 books. I make progress in a 10th one. Like, yeah, in another book. I'm gonna talk about it a little later. But yeah, I read 2,955 pages. I listened to 72 hours of audiobook. So yeah, another great month of audiobook. Really glad that audiobooks are here. I gave an average rating of 4.5, so yeah, which is pretty great. I didn't buy any books in March, so there's, I'm sorry if you can hear my cat is like, he's playing, yeah, over there. Hi, he's on fire, he's playing. So I'm sorry if you can hear him, but yeah, okay. Anyway, I didn't buy any books, so yeah, it's gonna be, there's not gonna be any March book haul, which I'm really happy. I think I have enough books physically on my TBR to read for a couple of months. I think I'm gonna be all right. So yeah, I used my library quite a lot. I read 4 books from my library, so pretty great. And so yeah, let's go for the genre of books. So I read 1 contemporary, I read 2 dystopian, 2 fantasy, 1 historical fiction, 1 mystery, 1 nonfiction, and 2 sci-fi. So it was pretty broad out, which I think is really great. So yeah, I read a lot of different genre this month, which I think is great. Yeah, good job, props to me. I've read 7 books, well, 6 were audiobooks and 3 were physically. I've read 5 adults, 6 yeah, I just didn't complete a book, but yeah, 1 middle grade and 3 YA. I've read 9 books from female authors. So yeah, my goal for the month of March was to read books by female author in honor of Women's History Month. So yeah, I did that. And yeah, so here's my little stats. So let's go with the first book that I've completed this month, which was I Am Malala by Malala Yousafzai. This is a nonfiction and about Malala, and she wrote this book. And so basically she's a young Pakistani girl who fought for her education and got shot by the Taliban. That's one of the main reasons why she's famous now. And she's now living in London with her family. And that was really inspiring, and I think she inspires a lot of young girls in a country where education is not easily accessed to them, to just stood up and tell everyone like, hey, I have a right to go to school too and to learn and just to be educated, which I think is really great. It was really great. She is the one who's narrated her book, so that was really great too. I listened to that on audio throughout my library, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I think it was really great. And I'm not comfortable like giving a star rating on a nonfiction about someone's life, but yeah, 4.5. It was really great. I really enjoyed it. Next book that I completed in March was The Alp by Catherine Stockett. I loved this book. It was really great. It was kind of a big book. It was my big book of the month. It was over 500 pages, but oh my god, I love that book. I thought it was so good. This is set in Mississippi in 1952. No, 1962, sorry. And it follows two black maids and one young white woman that was raised by a black maid. She's a journalist, and basically she wants to write a book about the black maid's experience in Mississippi and how they're treated. And oh my god, this book was heartbreaking and so good, and I loved it so much. I listened to that on audio. I really enjoyed the audiobook. There's 3 narrators, and one of them is actually Octavia Spencer, and you know, she ends up playing Minnie in the movie, so that was really great. But yeah, I really loved it, and I thought the audiobook was really great too. I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars. I loved it. It was yeah, it was a long time since I've read like a historical fiction, and I really enjoyed it. The other historical fiction that I've read in the past were all World War II, and this one was like way after World War II, but I still like really enjoyed it. And it was like, you know, closer to our actual timeline. You know, 1962 is not that long ago, and so much changed since that time, and there's still change to be, but yeah, so much change, and this book was really great. I really recommend it. The next book that I completed was Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling, and I've read the illustrated edition by Jim Kay. So for this one, for my reread, I decided to read this one in illustrated edition, but also read but also read this one through audiobook. So I listened to the audiobook for this one. The audiobook that I listened to was by Jim Dell, which I really enjoyed. I love my experience for reading this physically, but also like listening to it. I thought it was really great. I loved it, and of course I give it a 5 out of 5 stars, like but yeah, I loved it. It was my reread of the month, and I'm really happy that I've reread it. So yeah, I want to reread the other ones too. Yeah, and do like the same thing that I did with this one for the 3rd and 4th one. I really enjoyed it. Hopefully it's not gonna fall on my head. Next book that I completed in March was Define Me by Tramafi. I love this one so much. Oh god, I was so happy to be back with my favorite characters, and just I was so happy. This one we're following Kenji, Juliet, and Warner, so there's a 3 perspective, which I really loved. This one, like, you know, didn't have the second book syndrome. So I know it's like the 5th one in this series technically, but like it's the 2nd one in the 2nd trilogy, if that makes sense. Yeah, and it was not like a filling book. It was a really solid book. Things happened. It was crazy. I was scared for my favorite characters. It made me feel so many emotions. It was so good. God, I love Juliet. Like, she comes from like, if I'm speechless. If I can think of like Juliet in Shadow Me in the 1st book, I'm like, oh my god, she's so fucking annoying. Like, get a grip, girl. But god, the character development that she been through, wow, it's crazy, seriously. And there was shocking moments and twisting turns and just things that I wasn't expecting to happen, like, at all. Some people that were not really dead, you know. It was so good. 5 out of 5 star. Of course. After that, I really wanted to stay in that world, so I decided to read Reveal Me, the second novella in the little bind up of Find Me. There's 2 novellas here in Kenji perspective, one of my favorite character. And so Shadow Me is between the 4th and the 5th, and Reveal Me is between the 5th, this one, and the 6th, Imagine Me, that just came out not a long time ago. So yeah. And of course, for this little novella of like 70 pages, I gave 5 out of 5 star. I really loved it. There was stuff that happens that I was not expecting, and that I was like really shook, and that are gonna be like elements that are gonna be playing out in this 6th one, and I'm just like, oh my god. So yeah, if you didn't plan of reading like the little novellas, you should, okay? They give more information about stuff that are happening, so yeah, you should read them. Next book that I finished this month is Girls on the Verge by Sharon Biggs Whaler. I loved this book, okay? I talked about it in my reading vlog, in my 24 and 48 hour reading vlog. I absolutely loved this book, okay? This book was so... it really... yeah, it was just... yeah, I'm just so in love with this book. This book, we're following a young girl who lives in Texas and wants to get an abortion, but the laws that are implanted in this state are not allowing her to have an abortion without telling her parents, and she doesn't want to tell her parents because she's afraid of like the shame she's gonna get from her family, and yeah, she just doesn't want to. And so she goes to another state. To try and get an abortion, and it's just really, it's crazy that like it's technically legal in Texas to get an abortion, but there's so many laws around it that kind of stop women to have abortion. Like, it's making it not possible for them to have an abortion, even though it's technically legal to have one. It's crazy. It blows my mind, because I live in a country where getting an abortion for women is really accessible easily, and I feel really privileged to be in a country where it's really easy for me to make a choice about my body, you know, my body. So yeah, this book is really short, like it's 220 something pages, and it impacted me like in so many ways. Like, there's so much going on in that little book. It was so good. So yeah, 5 out of 5 star. I think it's my favorite book of the month. Yeah, it was so good, and I've read really amazing books, you know, but yeah, this one was crazy good. The next book that I finished in March is The Last of Heaven by Ursula K. Le Guin. I really enjoyed this one. It was so weird and so complex. I listened to the audiobook of this one. I listened to this one also on audiobook. I listened a lot of these books on audio. Yeah, I did. But yeah, it was weird. It was about like, it was involving like dreams becoming reality in this world, and it was crazy, but it was so good. It was really good. I give it a 4.5 out of 5 star because sometimes I found myself to be like really confused about what was going on, and I had to go back a couple of pages, a couple of minutes, just because I was like confused. Yeah, because I listened to that one on audio, but I was also reading it physically just because, yeah, it was really complex. But I really enjoyed it. And I just see now I give it a 4 star. Yeah, because of the confusing and because of some sexist thing that happened in there. Well, some sexist talk about the main character. But yeah, it was weird. I want to read more of Ursula K. Le Guin. Yeah. Next book I finished this month is Anonymous Girl by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. This is a thriller mystery. I would say more mystery than a thriller, about a girl, a young woman that decided to participate in a study about like lying and truth and morality. And she becomes kind of obsessed with the psychologist that is doing the study, and the psychologist is also getting pretty obsessed with the young woman, so our subject. And yeah, things happened. I don't want to say more, but I heard that the books about these two authors, there's another book also that they wrote I have on my TBR, which is The Wife Between Us. Everyone is saying that if you like Anonymous Girl, you're not gonna like The Wife Between Us, but if you like The Wife Between Us, you're not gonna like Anonymous Girl. It's like either one. There's not like, you can love them both for some reason. And I listened to that one on audio. There was 2 narrators, which really helped to distinguish the two characters. But yeah, I gave this one a 3 star, and I'm wondering if I'm not gonna lower it. It took me quite a while to read this one, and I was not drawn to pick it up. Like, I was kind of bored sometimes throughout the book, and also I predicted what was gonna happen, and the twist and the turns, I anticipated them all, so there was no really surprise. Yeah, so I was disappointed, maybe because I had like high expectations. So yeah, I was disappointed. So 3 star, but maybe a 2.5. And the last book that I completed this month is A Close and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers. This is the second book in the Wayfarers series, companion series, because it follows a character that I really loved in the first one called Lovelace. She's an AI, and we're following her in this book. And I love AI's characters, and I really love Lovelace. Yeah. And I really love this one. It took about, I would say, like, it's divided in 3 parts. And the first part, it took me a while to get through. But after that, the second part and the third part were amazing, and I was devouring it. They were so good. I really loved it. It's a sci-fi series. Really character driven story. It's not really a plot and action story. It's really character driven. And yeah, I really love characters, and I found a new love for an AI. Like, I really love Lovelace, or like her new name now. I'm not gonna say it, but yeah, I really love that character. But there's a new AI character in this that I absolutely love. It's like, I love her so much. So yeah, I find new characters that I really love. So yeah, I'm really excited to read the third one. This one I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 star. I really loved it. Super fun. finally, in the month of March, I made some progress in a book that I started like a long time ago. In August 2019, I started A Storm of Swords by George R.R. Martin, the third book in the Song of Ice and Fire series, which inspired the TV show Game of Thrones. Yeah, and this month, in the month of March, I made some progress. I read 232 pages of this chunk of a book. So I'm almost halfway through, which is great. But yeah, I'm planning on finishing it, not in April, because April is the owls and I can't put this big old chunk in a readathon, like it's not possible. But I'm planning maybe to finish it in May. So yeah, so I can move on, you know. But yeah, I really enjoyed my continuing reading of this book. Yeah, it's really character driven, really political. Yes, multiple perspective, epic fantasy, dragons. Yes. So here it is, guys. This is all the books that I've read in March. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments which book you've read in March that was a meh for you. So a book that you were disappointed in. If you have none, which I think is amazing, and yeah, be grateful. Let me know your favorite book of the month, as I would like to know, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.